guys, welcome back to another video where I start filming at approximately 9:28 p.m. So yesterday I posted on Twitter about all the seasons of Fortnite I played ranked from 11, which would be the worst, and to 1, which would be the best. And I just wanted to kind of make a video on why I chose that, or why I chose those seasons to be ranked like that. I'm gonna put a little bit more production into this video, which means editing it. So, expect it to be better. Um, Now on to my number 11 choice as my least favorite season. So, my number 11 pick as the worst season of Fortnite that I played is actually Chapter 2, Season 1. By God, that season was so awful. It lasted way too long. I think it went on for 3 or 4 months. And we got 5 updates in total. Not including content, or not including the smaller updates. We got 5 bigger updates. I remember being stoked for one of them, which added like actual content, which was the Christmas update, and the other one being the Halloween update, and that was it. I think the only new thing that got added during the season that wasn't in the game during the launch of Chapter 2 was the harpoon gun, and it had a crossover with Star Wars that lasted too long. I think it went on for like a month, so no thanks. The skins for that collaboration were okay. Honestly, regret buying them because they're kind of weird to use without either a lightsaber or a Stormtrooper blaster rifle. It's one thing I did like, though, was the Stormtrooper blaster rifle. Did pretty decent damage for a mythic gun. Not my first choice for a gun, but it was okay. A lot of the competitive community, some of the casual community, did not like lightsabers. Personally, I didn't really mind them. They were just in the game for too long. For like a whole month. I just think that Season 1 of Chapter 2 could have been handled way better. And also, it didn't have that great of a Tier 100 skin. Not the worst, by far. I'd probably rank it about 4th worst. You could probably guess what the other 3 are. So, moving on to my next pick as the 10th choice and the 2nd worst season of Fortnite that I've ever played. So my number 10 choice out of all 11 seasons I've played as the 2nd worst is actually Season 2 of Chapter 1. This was the season that added the Battle Pass. At first, fun fact, the Battle Pass only had 70 tiers, with the Black Knight being tier 70, or the tier 100 skin of that season, despite it only being 70 tiers, like I said. Other than that, I think the season is just a little bit overrated on the nostalgic factor of it, and it just being one of the first seasons of Fortnite that a lot of people started playing. Personally, I started playing in that season. I really started playing the game more during Season 3, so I don't really have too much experience with the season, but I did play a few matches here and there. There's really nothing much to say about Season 2 of Chapter 1, except, added the Battle Pass, added a few decent weapons. Nothing storyline yet didn't come until a little bit later. Here's my number 9 choice for the third worst Fortnite season that I've ever played. So, my number 9 choice for the third worst season of Fortnite that I've played, wouldn't really call this one super bad, is season 3 of chapter 1. Um, this season was pretty good. Had a probably one of the more memorable tier 100 skins, which is the Reaper, which people called John Wick for a while. And one of our later seasons, we got season, or not, we got the actual John Wick, Keanu Reeves, with that collab. More on that later. Um, I'd I'd suggest you watch till the end of the video if you want to hear about that. But season 3, it was pretty good. Was when the game really took off. Got my first win in season 3. Got massively carried in squads. I just think it's another one of those highly regarded original seasons that was really nothing too special, but I liked it. Didn't really. I started playing more in this season. Didn't have the battle pass. Wish I did. Had some really good skins. Let's talk about the battle pass. Had some pretty good skins, like I said. Had a few astronauts at the start. I honestly, I really like masked skins. As you can tell, I run my main as Marshmallow, mainly because I like his music. But also, I just like wearing masked skins. I don't know what it is about them. My favorite astronaut of this battle pass would definitely have to be Dark Voyager. There's just something about it that I like. I like the darker skins. Either darker skins or like lighter skins are what I really tend to enjoy. One of the very few astronaut skins that didn't get an unmasked edit style, mainly because edit styles didn't exist then, and when they did, and they gave the other astronaut skins an edit style, didn't get one. Really doesn't need one. It's just that outstanding of a skin. This was the first season to have tier 100 in the battle pass. The tier 95 emote was the robot. Still one of my favorites. Don't have it. Wish I did. Rust Lord, another one of those iconic skins that, you know, when you first started playing, or no, when you first started playing, it's like kind of what you would think of as a skin, or that, or the Reaper, or maybe even Cuddle Team Leader, which came out in the previous season 2. Um, I I think it was just an okay season. Started the kind of started the storyline though. Saw the meteor up in the sky, all the telescopes pointing to it. Um, yeah, so far I think chapter 1 had a way better storyline, but we're just gonna have to see for chapter 2. Moving on to my number 8 spot as the fourth worst season of Fortnite I've played. At my number 8 spot, I have chapter 1 of season, or no, season 6 of chapter 1. Um, a lot of people like this season, a lot of people don't. Personally, I'm on the spectrum of meh. I think it was just, okay. It's kind of in between on my scale of good or bad. I think it's just okay. Brought one of the more memorable POIs, the floating island. Um, Battle Pass was, it was okay. Tier 100 skin, like I said earlier, had three others under Fusion that I didn't like. Dire would probably be number 3 on that list. Um, I think the only memorable skins from that Battle Pass would be Calamity, obviously, duh, and maybe Giddy Up. Still see people wearing that today. First skin to have a built-in emote. Shadow cubes got added, which were pretty good mobility, um, although not my favorite. Added the Quad Crasher, pretty iconic Fortnite vehicle. Um, mm, it had okay cosmetics, and the event was pretty cool. The one where the cube went spun around. I think that's one of the first videos on my channel. I'd suggest you go watch it. It's not very good quality, but who cares? Um, that about sums it up for season 6. I think the only other thing I could say about it is that it was a season that introduced um, respawns in LTM with Disco Domination. I would love to see that LTM come back. Now we're moving on to the number 7 spot on my list. This is where things start to get pretty good. And my number 7 spot, this is gonna be a pretty controversial opinion, I think. Season 4 of Chapter 1. This season, was when things started heating up. This was my first Battle Pass. Had one of the best tier 100 skins, I'd say, Omega. Don't have the lights, unfortunately. Battle Pass, Carbide skin I still use. Um, Battlehawk, nope, one of my least favorites. Um, Sometimes I'll use Squad Leader. Not, oh, not all really memorable skins, but there were a few pretty good ones. Groove Jam, another iconic um, emote from a Battle Pass. Orange Justice. I still see people using this one today. Never gonna change. I love that emote. This Battle Pass had some really good emotes. Another one being the Hype Dance. Still use that one too. Um, this is the season that the storyline started, or it took off. Uh, you know, Dusty Depot. It got completely demolished by a meteor and turned into a big crater with hot rocks that were one of the best features of that season. Um, the reason it's not higher is because I just feel like there's a few seasons I had a lot more fun in. I think this season, season 4, was the first to have a live event. Added one of my favorite weapons ever, the drum gun, another controversial take. Yeah, I think there's nothing else to be said other than it was a pretty good season. And now for my number 6 choice, and the about mid tier, I'd say, of Fortnite seasons I've played. My number 6 spot is where chapter 2, or no, season 2, chapter 2 actually fits in. I really like this season. The whole spies thing is a really good season. Um, Really good seasonal topic. All the spy locations. I like those. The mythic weapons, also like those. I think there's not much to like about this season. Has a really good tier 100 skin, Midas. I run that one. Meowscles, whoever pronounces it Meowscles is a complete and utter idiot. It's Meowscles. It's a pun on muscles, obviously. Um, Maya, which is one of the most customizable skins in the game. I really like having the ability to customize a character that much. Of course, I put a helmet on her. Um, Brutus, I like that one. Agent Peely. I really think a lot of these Battle Pass skins stand out quite a bit. Um, had probably the best event. Already talked about it. Travis Scott's Astronomical. Go watch the video if you want. One of my more recent videos. Had the probably the worst event at Risky Reels with Quibi. Also talked about that. Go watch the video. Added helicopters. Pretty good vehicle. And also, it got rid of Chapter 2, Season 1, so always gotta be grateful about that. Yeah, I think that's all to say about Chapter 2, Season 2. Good season so far. And now for my 5th choice, which is probably... This is when I think these are my top 5 favorites. At number 5, I coincidentally have Season 5. Battle Pass had Drift, probably one of the most iconic Fortnite skins. I'd put in at least the top 5. Had a good tier 100 skin, Ragnarok, like the back bling, still use it time to time. Sunstrider, pretty liked skin all around. No pun intended. Added Lazy Links, one of my personal favorite points of interest, was later replaced by a different and probably way better location, which I will talk about later. It added golf carts. I like that vehicle. Added toys, beach ball, golf club. I always remember going to Lazy Links in playground mode and just hitting tees. What else did this season add? They rebuilt that center tower in Tilted that got destroyed for the first time. Definitely wouldn't have been the last time. Added basketball, like I said, part of the toys. Always remember shooting hoops in Fortnite. Still do that. I just think this season is one of the higher regarded seasons. Yeah, not much else is added. Oh, rifts. Can't forget about those. Really great modem of transportation. Wish they were still around today. Now on to my number 4 choice as one of the best seasons of Fortnite that I've played. At my number 4 spot, probably one of my favorites, and this is Season 7. A lot of people don't like Season 7. because a lot of bad things got added, which I thought were good. People did not like the planes. Eventually, they got nerfed a little bit. We're still pretty OP. Infinity Blade got vaulted quickly. Um, Fun fact: the Infinity Blade was supposed to be part of the storyline, but since people didn't like it, they vaulted it, and the event sucked really bad. PG channel, can't use bad words. Um, uh, like I said, snow covered the island, but there was just something about this season that I liked, which, you know, do I really have to mention it? Marshmallow, of course, you imbecile. Uh, you know, the best skin in Fortnite, my opinion. You can have a different opinion. If you have a different opinion, though, you're wrong. Because I know I'm right. Weren't really too many collabs in Season 7, unlike Season 9 or Season 2 of Chapter 2. But I think this was one of the better seasons. That's just in my opinion. One of my favorite POIs. Polar Peak got added. Zombies got re-added. Wasn't a good thing. Trying to list good things here. I just liked this season for some odd reason. It wasn't that great, but there's just some factor that I just liked about it for some reason. Now to my number 3 spot, and probably the most controversial take. So my number 3 spot, probably going to be my most controversial pick on this list, even more so than number 7 being Season 4. This is Season X. I am one of the very few people that really, really, really enjoyed this season. Granted, the Brute Mech kind of ruined it for most people, but I liked seeing all the past locations come back. I think people don't like this season because I don't think they knew that the Rift Zones were supposed to be, changes. It's supposed to be different. Most people talk about the Taco Time dance at Greasy Grove. I didn't mind it. Didn't really drop there too much. Wasn't in the game for too long. But when I did drop there, I really didn't mind it. Retail Row, another one people really don't like talking about. Zombies. This section of the video, number 3 for Season X, is probably going to be my longer section of the video. Probably going to go through most of the Rift Zones. Tilted Town. This is one of the very few Rift Zones that I absolutely despised with every part of my being. This was the thing that replaced Neo Tilted. No building, no breaking. Wasn't a fan. Already talked about Retail Row, which was the next one. One of the next few were what I already talked about, Greasy Grove, and Moisty Palms, which was Moisty Myers, and Moisty Myers, and Paradise Palms smashed into one. This Rift Zone made you, when you crouched, you turned into a prop. I thought it had a lot of meme potential. I liked it. Then you had the Pandora Borderlands crossover. Rift Zone, probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite by far. eventually Gotham got replaced, or no, Tilted Town got replaced by Gotham, a much better version of the Tilted area. Still not a fan of Gotham, but I'd prefer it any day over Tilted Town. In this area, you automatically got the Bat Glider, or the wings. Love that glider. Didn't really get anything else. Not a big fan of DC. More Marvel person myself. One thing I should have mentioned on my number 7 spot was in season 4 was Marvel collaboration. Probably the first collaboration. Should have put season 4 higher. No. It stays. Just like everything else. Are we not going to talk about how Dusty Depot returned? Probably the most infamous and famous locations in the whole entire game. The 0 point, Rift Zone at Loot Lake, if you want to call it one. The one where you bounce real high. I wouldn't really call it a Rift Zone, but now that I'm thinking about it, maybe. Starry Suburbs, almost forgot to talk about that one. One of the lesser talked about Rift Zones. I think this one's really underrated. You could get loot from the stars that you picked up. Had the best weapon in one of the stars, the gold. Yes, gold. TAC submachine gun. Got it right that time. That dropped out of the stars. Very, very low chance. And also, it was just a recreation of the old broken orphanage that got added when Fortnite first released. Yeah, I think this was one of the seasons that a lot of people really, really disliked. Like, probably would be the number 11 choice on most people's lists. But, yeah, I'm putting it at number 3. Really enjoyed it. Now for my number 2 spot, which is, I like this season. It was, second best. That's why it's at number 2. Yeah. Okay, I'm back the next day, different day, new shirt, and my number 2 spot is season 8. This season was just, I think it was really the start of when, good seasons started, and, this season got rid of lazy links, which was added in my number 5 spot, season 5. It replaced lazy links with a lazy lagoon in easily better location. Was my drop spot there for a while. This season sadly got rid of the crate yard, which was also my drop spot before season 8. Shout out to anyone who dropped there with me. This season also added Sunny Steps. Also, I don't really care for that location. Added the jungle biome, which was, I liked it. Not my favorite biome. I think my favorite one would probably be the snow one, or that, or the desert. Added the geysers, really good mobility. Added ballers, really good vehicle. This season, though really good, also houses my least favorite tier 100 skin, Lux. Would be number 1 on my least favorite tier 100 skins list. I think all the best seasons had really bad tier 100 skins. Um, I think Blackheart could have really easily replaced Lux as a tier 100. We gotta talk about Peely. Peely is probably the most recognizable Fortnite skin just ever. Um, he's got 2 reskins, a Halloween one and a Secret Agent one, which came out this season, Chapter 2, Season 2. What else did this season add? It added a lot of things. Added cannons, which got sadly vaulted in Season 9, I think. Yeah, halfway through. Really good mobility. Liked those. Flint Knock, another really good thing that was added. One of my favorite guns, and probably anybody else that hears the word Flint Knock would probably say that's one of their favorite weapons. The Boom Bow, another good one. So yeah, Season 8 would be number 2, and now to talk about the best Fortnite season, in my opinion, of all time. So, my number 1 spot, being my favorite Fortnite season of all time, is Season 9, actually. A lot of people didn't like this season because Neo Tilted replaced Tilted Towers. I personally like Neo Tilted more than Tilted Towers. I know it's gonna be another controversial opinion, but added Mega Mall, another great location. The season added slipstreams. It added those little sky bases, the floating ones, the slipstreams kind of leading up to them. Those are pretty good. The Battle Pass, Tier 100, Vendetta, second least favorite Tier 100 skin. I think the only Battle Pass skin that I ever run from Season 9 is the Tier 99 Sentinel. Not the chicken version of it, the Power Rangers looking one, the black one. I like the wings on other characters from him. This season added the actual John Wick, like I mentioned in number 9 spot, Season 3. This season actually had John Wick, the Keanu Reeves version. In this collab, they had Combat Shotgun, one of the most favorited guns of just really any category. It worked as a long-range weapon, worked as a short-range weapon. It was better than really any shotgun at the time, and still holds that reputation to this day. Unfortunately, the pump was vaulted for it. Brought it back like later in the season. Same collab brought the TAC AR, my favorite weapon of all time. Added Wick's Bounty, my favorite game mode of all time. Had the Stranger Things collaboration, which brought Chief Hopper and the Demogorgon. I own both of those. I don't own the Vines wrap that goes with the Demogorgon, but I still see a lot of people running the Demogorgon, even to this day. This season also had, with the Stranger Things collab, I forgot to mention this, they added the portals, the gate portals around Mega Mall, which you could teleport to. Scoops Ahoy shop was in Mega Mall. Oh yeah, for the John Wick collaboration, they had the Continental Hotel building in Neo Tilted. Forgot to mention that. Another very important part. Let's talk about the event for this one. This is a lot of people's favorite event, the Final Showdown event. Personally, not my favorite. But a lot of people really liked this one when uh, it was really just a robot and monster fight. I kind of queued in a little late for this one, so maybe I don't really have all the nostalgia for it. But this the robot grabbed the 0 point out of Loot Lake, and if there's anything to blame for Season X, it would be that event. But this season also had the World Cup, which was another great thing. Brought back Marshmallow. Had some really good World Cup skins, including a edit style for Fish Stick. And the Fortnite World Cup was the largest earning just event ever. Not largest earning. It had the largest prize pool for any event ever in sports, esports, anything ever. I think the second largest prize pool being a professional golf tournament. I just think this season stands out the most, and I've already talked about it for like 5 minutes, as I can see on my timer up there. But yeah, that's season 9, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, it's gonna have more production value than really any of my videos. This is the biggest project I've really ever done, for sure. Hit the subscribe button down there. I can't reach it, so you're gonna have to touch it for me. And if you want to be an extra cool boy, you can also hit the bell as well. Rhymed. I'll see you degenerates in the next video, and bye.